Hello and good afternoon or good morning in some areas. Sorry, I was just having some trouble with my camera. Hello, hello. So can everybody hear me and see me? Just let me know in the chat that it's all good. Hello, hello. Welcome, Farouz, Sylvia, Poyton, Brittany. Awesome. Okay. Hi, Lori. Good, good. Sherry. It's all good. Jackie, all good. Awesome. Thank you. So if you do have any issues, welcome, April from Nova Scotia. If you do have any issues with the platform, just exit out, come back in, or just refreshing your page could help. That's what I had to do. I had to just refresh my page to get my camera working. So if you have any issues, that should help, okay? All good in Bradford. Welcome, Michelle. We still have a couple of minutes before we start, so let me know where you're from, how you're doing. Good morning from Colorado. Good morning, Susie, all the way from Colorado. So I am in Canada. I'm in Ontario, and the city is Richmond Hill. If anybody didn't know, that's where I'm from. Good morning from Maria. Hi, Maria, from Alberta. Kesha's from Toronto, not too far. Crimson from Collingwood, Ontario. Illinois. Erin, good morning, or good afternoon, Shannon. Some people it's morning. How are you, Shannon? Gigi from Scarborough, born and raised in Scarborough. I know that area pretty well. Niagara, welcome, Lisa. Shauna, Red Deer, Alberta. Awesome. Never been to Alberta. Would like to go. Hello from Austria. Hello, Katerina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have our special guest, Katerina from Austria, from the manufacturer RefectoCil from Austria. So everybody say hi to Katerina. And I think Katerina with you, you said Nicole or Ann, I can't remember who was with you. Yes, the new tool is creating a buzz, Shannon. I've used it in a lot of my webinars, so hopefully that helps as well to get it out there. Oh, Sarah, perfect. Sarah, welcome, Sarah. So Sarah as well is from Austria, so straight from RefectoCil. So it's a pleasure to have them. They've been, Katerina specifically has been helping me with a lot of the webinars lately, so it's a pleasure. That support is always needed, so I'm grateful for that. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. I remember Tracy. I know that name. Vanessa from Connecticut. Welcome. So for anybody who hasn't been to my webinars and my other webinars, I do put on the event board. So on the right hand of your screen, there's going to be a title called event board. And I do have a bunch of PDFs that you can download. Don't worry if you can't access them. It's okay because they will be coming back into your thank you email. But I'd like to put them as well there if you want to look at them ahead or while I'm doing the demo, you can see the steps. Okay. Hi, Renee. Renee is from Florida. I beat you to it, Renee. Welcome, welcome. She's got nice hot weather. I'm jealous. That's why I beat you to it because I wish I was in Florida enjoying the heat. Here today, it's very cloudy, muggy, and it got cold. We had such nice warm weather, like pretty warm, and then it got cold today. So it's a little gloomy. I wish I was in my bed all cuddled. Snow. Michelle, you guys got snow. Michelle, remind me again. You're from Alberta too, Michelle? Because I remember 90 Fahrenheit, but cloudy and gray. Same here, Renee. Just not that high in temperature. We're about 50 Fahrenheit. Wow, you guys are pretty warm there, Renee. Oh, Winnipeg. Yes, Michelle, Winnipeg. That's right. Winnipeg. It's cold and rainy. I guess today is a cold and rainy day for many areas. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, hello. Okay, so it is 1:02. I know we'll still have a couple people joining in, but just to get it started so that we can get the demo as well. And I know people have might have other scheduled events as well. So we want to get this started. So once again, if you have any trouble or you can't hear me, you can't see me, refresh your page or exit and come back in. That helps a lot. And we have the PDF files on the event board, but don't worry, they will come to you after in the thank you email. Okay. So any questions, if possible, to leave them till we reach the ending of the presentation. I can answer as well as I'm prepping up the camera here to change the demo, just so we can get the flow of the PowerPoint going. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself for anybody that might be your first time. If it is your first time, not to put you on the spot, but if it is your first time attending any of my webinars, type it in if you wish to. For me, it's nice to know if you're a new one, because it could also be that you're new at trying to offer these services as well. So it's something really positive. So if you're new at my webinars, my name is Chrissy. Chrissy Parasho is my full name. So I am the lead RefectoCil trainer for North America. So, perfect, Farouz. So welcome. And you could always give me feedback on how you felt that you enjoyed the webinar, but I'm glad that you're here. Vanessa, oh, good. See, I always like to ask just to make sure to see who's new or not. Hi, Sophia. I'm glad you made it. Thank you. Okay, so I am the trainer for North America. I do a lot of these trainings in schools, in trade shows, and also these webinars. Since COVID hit, it's been pretty easy to do a lot of these webinars, but I do miss in-house training. I do miss seeing everybody in person and also being able to do the demos and be able to get that hands-on experience with the trainer. So we're hoping, hopefully some kind of normalcy will come next year so that we can be able to do in-house classes. So Jackie, my first webinar, I do have previous training through the Aesthetic Institute. Awesome. I know all about Aesthetic Institute. That's welcome. And Shelby, hi Shelby, and Lisa in Montreal. Awesome. Okay, so today with our presentation, today our topic is the lash curl. So let me pop up this presentation here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought for a moment it wasn't. There we go. So today's presentation is all about the lash curl, and I felt it was very important to do a webinar on the lash curl because sometimes it gets over-missed or gets kind of put into the back burner because of the lash lift being such a predominant popular service. So I want to showcase and show you how you can introduce as well the lash curl. At the beginning, you're going to start with the lift and get your marketing out there, get your clients, but there is room to also bring in the lash curl and what's different about it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So welcome. If it's your first time, even like you've done RefectoCil tints, you've done RefectoCil lifts, but it's your first time doing the curl, welcome, because you're going to really enjoy bringing this service as well. And it's going to be easier for you because you already have that experience working with the solutions from the lash lift. Okay. So let's get started. Let me just move my camera over there. Hello, Tess. Welcome. Sorry, I said that too many times. Okay. So as you know, if you've been sitting in many of my webinars, I like to do a little mini introduction about the brand that you're working with because it's very important to know what's the manufacturer you're working with, what's the brand, what's its reputation, what is it known for. And we know that RefectoCil is known for their lashes and lash and brow styling. That's the lead manufacturer for these types of services. And as you can see, we've got Terry. Welcome, Terry. That for her, this is the best brand ever. Thank you for your commentary. So this is like really good information for you to know if you're undecisive between two brands. It's very good to do your research as well, and being able for us to provide this information for you can help with that research. And obviously testing out the product is a best way to know, is this the colors I want to work with? Is this the oxidants I want to work with? Is this the lash lift I want to work with, right? So getting the hands-on experience is also very important. So we know that RefectoCil is the world leading brand since 1930. So it's been around for over 75 years, has built such a great reputation. And anywhere I go, as even here on the webinars or even at trade shows or any classes I do, people are loving the brand RefectoCil and want to kind of keep in that system. So if they're using the tint, they're like, well, maybe let me see how the lift is. Let's get it all RefectoCil that I can use, because they've had such a great support with, say, the tints and such great quality that they know that if they continue with the rest of the line, they'll still be receiving that same support and great quality. And that's all what RefectoCil is all about. They want to create great quality because we are working around the eye area. We are working on hair around the face, which is more, it's less, it could be thinner and so forth. So the products that RefectoCil always creates take in mind that we're working around the eye area, and they always want to nurture that, like take care of that. We're using chemicals in a sensitive area. So that's what I really like about the brand. And they've been recognized, they're in over 65 countries represented, which is awesome. And I'm sure that's increasing as well. And they have been, RefectoCil brow tints and lash, RefectoCil lash and brow tints have been proven and recognized due to millions of successful applications as a leading product for over more than 70 years. So try it. If you're new at this, we've got a couple of new people in here. Try it, give us your feedback, watch the videos, attend more of these webinars, because you'll learn that this could be the brand that can help you make magic and bring these services into your salon or spa and give your clients the best brow and lash experience. Okay, welcome, Warina, sorry. Okay, so now we go into talking about the lashes. Our lashes are the ultimate symbol of glamour, because we do want them long, full, and dark, right? That showcases our eye. It liftens our look. So as we can see the results, we have our eyes will appear bigger, more refreshed, more alert. The look becomes fresh and more open, perfectly styled around the clock, meaning, you know, any scenario you're going to be at, you also don't have to spend so much time to apply a lot of makeup or a lot of mascara or a lot of brow filling, because it will be there to emphasize that you don't really need to use a lot of makeup if you're a busy person on the go, if you're on vacation and so forth. These are quick and easy services to get done that will last and give you that refreshed look, like you have some sort of makeup on. And instant facelift. When we think of lash lift, and when we think of brow lift, because with the same solutions, we can do a brow lamination, which lifts the brows. Both words lift your brows, lift your lashes, give you that instant facelift without any invasive surgeries or so forth. So this is a nice thing if somebody just really needs to give a little bit of lift to their face, combining a brow and a lash lift, and the same with the curl. A curl, if somebody has straight lashes that shoot down or there's no shape to them, giving that curl as well lifts. It might round a little bit, but it lifts and gives that brightened look and that more lifted look. And this is where we'll see how a curl can also be good for your male clientele. So let's go to the trend. So we know that many desire that they have a lift or shape to their hair, to the hairs of their lashes, as well as a darkened color to add more depth. While lash extensions have been the go-to, there's a substitute lash service that can play its part, and that's the lash curl. So you have your lash lift that can play a substitute to lash extensions, and as well a lash curl. The service, the lash curl by RefectoCil will bring life to lashes that even amaze your clients. The service will add some length because it will bring them upwards, but most important, a shape to the lashes, especially to those shorter, straight lashes. It's going to add a shape to them. This is a great service for those very short and straight lashes, and including male clientele, as I mentioned, because male clientele, you wouldn't want to do a lift. It might be a little too dramatic unless they want it. We're trying to reach all type of clientele. But if it was just a male clientele that says, you know, my eyes, they might seem a little, we don't want to use the word droopy, but almost looks like they have a tired look. But with that instant little bit of a curl, you can go with a roller size bigger, so that it's not a too much rounded curl. They can add that lift to their eye and that freshness so they don't look tired. So we can say goodbye to those mechanical curlers and hello to lashes. So those mechanical curlers were really nice when they came out, a great tool to make emphasis to and give shape to our lashes. But eventually down the road, with the crunch that you do with the mechanical curler, it's an unrealistic crunch to the hairs. And sometimes that damage, the hair would actually fall out prematurely, because sometimes we pinch it, we pull it, and that bend it was unrealistic. So you toss it away. You don't have to worry about doing that every single morning. You have a lash curl that will last you for up to 6 weeks. Okay. Here's oh, sorry, I went ahead. So here is where a lot of people will ask, well, Chrissy, why is there two systems? Why do you have a curl? Why do you have a lift? So as I mentioned, if you attended my webinar on the last one I had on elevating your spa, your lash services, I did a lash lift. And the difference is when you look at the lash lift comes with silicone pads with a bump on them, a raise for 3 different sizes. And each raise, as it gets bigger, it just helps to push the lashes straight up. So when you're thinking of a lift, the lashes are actually, you can say that like almost like an L shape, but I say an L shape. So they're shooting straight. So they add that length. But when you look at the curl, when you see when I'm going to apply it on the model, it is a cotton roller, a pressed cotton roller that has an adhesive on it, but the hair is actually wrapping around the roller. So when it's wrapping around the roller, you create that C curl. Okay, so as you can see, one adds length, one adds shape. Okay, and now you can see why the shape might be a little bit better for male clientele, or might be even good for somebody who has long, really, really, really long lashes that if they do a lift, it might just be too dramatic and they might not like it. So a curl can give some shape to their lashes as well. Okay, so that's how you would distinguish the difference between both. And that's why it's nice to eventually, I know as I teach everybody, bring in the lift first, because a lift is the most, like you could say, popular service. And then eventually you're going to start seeing how you can accommodate the curl into your business and reach even a more base of your clientele, which includes your male and those longer lashes, or even those pretty short lashes that the small size silicone pad just won't do it. You can maneuver them over to the small size of the roller, because that will help. That will do it. Okay. So now we can see that before and after. It's maybe hard to tell in the picture, but her lashes, they have a bend right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse on there, but there's a bend in her lashes. So they don't shoot straight up like a more straighter line. They round off, and that's due to the roller. Okay. So that's how you can see how a shape has happened. But even though you see how her lashes were before and how they are now, it still gives that lift effect as well. Okay. And then let's go into a little bit more of another side view of the model, but shape with the eyelash curl. You can create the perfect shape for your client, quick and easy applications, because the solution times are pretty short. They're 8 and 5 minutes, but there is a new circulation time. There's a new, lash perm solution that's circulating now, which is our 6-minute timing. So even faster. So you can see that by the bottlings, and I know some by the tubes. I know some distributors already have the new ones. Let me just see if I have in here. So the original ones that you'll buy right now are a tube like this. I have a little red sign that say 8 minutes on it. Okay. The new tubes are going to have a pink writing, and it's not going to have no timing on it. So you know it's going to be 6 minutes. So people have asked me, well, what if I still use the 8 minutes on it? Just be very mindful, because it works faster, and especially if you're going to do it on brows as well, because it works faster, you don't really want to exceed that time and go to 8 minutes. If it can do it at 6 minutes, then why not keep it at that timing? Now, if you're working on very stubborn lashes, they're very layered, very thick, you could still use that 8 minutes, but also just be mindful of the hair. If the hair is in good condition, it's thick, it's layered, sure, you can do the 8. But if it's medium to fine lashes or even brows, keeping it to 6 minutes is awesome. It will work. And the thing with the faster time is it's one of those services that somebody can come in and out pretty quick if they're on their lunch break and so forth. It helps that the times are not as long as they used to be. Okay. So that's, just keep mindful of those solutions when you're restocking your solutions. Okay. Now let's talk about the solutions a little bit. We have the Lash Perm solution and the neutralizer. So the Lash Perm solution changed from collagen to keratin, but both we know are both protein substance, so they do this exact same thing. So with the ingredients keratin and cysteine, you'll be able to provide a nourishing lift. So we're not doing anything that's going to take away of the hair, its structure or so forth, or its health. It's going to accommodate that. It's going to give moisture. It's going to provide hair development, right? So keratin is a protective protein, and amino acid cysteine together these two ingredients. So amino acids, they always add moisture, hydration. So take the keratin, take the amino acid, they're going to work together in hair development, but also conditioning and protecting the hairs on the lashes during the treatment. So this goes both for brows and lashes, because you can use this as well in the brows for a brow lamination. So we know that the solution we're using is developed. That's what I say about RefectoCil. They develop something that's going to be worked okay around the eye area, but also the hair on the face. Okay. Nothing to take away. There are brands out there that I hear that have snapped off the lashes or so forth. Respect whatever the label says to do. Whatever the manufacturer instructions are, please respect that. Because eventually, if you take it and leave it longer and you're over processing, I'm not quite sure, I can't speak for other brands, but you won't have that effect with RefectoCil, but still, you don't want to over process, okay? And always inspect those lashes before you do a treatment, because I always tell people, if you had a client that came to you and said, I am going to stop, I took my lash extensions off, I stopped, they're pretty damaged, my lashes, right away you heard the word damaged, and they're like, I'm going to do a lift or a curl instead in the meantime. If they told me that their lashes are damaged and they're still not back to their normal condition or to their healthy condition, I'm going to inspect those lashes, look under the magnifying glass and see what's going on. And then I'm going to suggest either a service or not a service. And I'm going to be honest, because if I tell the person, if I just want to get their money and never develop that nice loyalty with my client, it's not going to last that relationship and they're not going to want to come back to you. So if I just want to take their money and I go and I do the service, and it was too hard, that the service, because their lashes were already damaged, they couldn't hold on to the service. Not that the service, the solutions that we have are bad, they just couldn't hold on to it, so they became weak. And that's when they can go home and be like, well, my lashes snapped off. We've never had that complaint, because our product doesn't do that. But you also have to be mindful that if their lash is already damaged, we don't want to do anything on it. We are still processing. We are still doing some kind of chemical, right? So what I would tell them is, listen, I'm not going to do this service right now on you because I care for the hair and your lashes, and I actually want to see you back in my chair. So I'm going to sell them an aftercare. So we have the care balm. Wish I had one with me. So I'll show it in the picture. We have a care balm, and that's going to bring back the structure of the hair with the castor oil and the rich plant oils. It's going to bring the hair back to its healthy condition. So I would say use this for the next four weeks. After you're done this, we can book your treatment in. That way, you still were able to make some kind of money because you sold aftercare, but you also were truthful to your client, and they are returning back to your chair for the service. So it all worked well at the end. So be mindful of that. You want to build that customer loyalty. You just don't want to be there just for the money, because that will not last. Also, you won't have that care as much. And then they won't be coming back, maybe bad reviews and so forth, which takes just one person to make your business suffer. And we don't want that, right? Especially nowadays, now times with COVID, with pandemic. So now let's go to, if you sat in my webinar the other time, in March, I did an Elevate Your Lash Services, and I taught how to use these, and I actually showed it in my demo, how to use these eye care pads to elevate or to add value to your lash services. These are beautiful new products from RefectoCil. They are with vitamin E to help any of that puffiness. They are with hyaluron, help with any fine lines, along with aloe vera, which helps with anti-inflammatory. So really, really amazing, awesome, like great ingredients to give to your client while they're laying down there and they're getting their lash lift, their lash curl, their brow lift, their brow tint, lash tint, any RefectoCil lash or brow services or any other eyelash services. Hey, they're coming for a waxing, put that pad underneath and give them an eye treatment. If they're there for 15 minutes for the service, that will be effective. 15 to 20 minutes, that'll be effective for them to get some kind of treatment. This is also really good to hold down the bottom lashes. Usually I teach that you use the black silicone pads to put them and hold the top of the lashes so that they don't get rolled up or lifted up to your top lashes, because that will look really bad and it will irritate the client. So you can use these eye care pads as well. Okay, beautiful. I use them at home, put them in the fridge a little bit so they have that cooling effect as well. A customer would love them, will love it a lot. And they can be a retail item as well. Then we go to your styling gel. This is a very, very important tool to use, and we've been getting so much feedback. I talk about it through all my webinars. I use it myself daily, every day, and I've had beautiful, beautiful feedback from a lot of people attending my webinars after they've learned about this product. When they purchased it, they tried it on themselves to feel it, to see what it does, and they love it. And now they're able to better market it to their clients as well as a user of it. So the aftercare styling gel should be something that you have on your brow bar that you're going to use at the end of your lash lift or lash curl service. It has to be used at the end of any of those services. You do a lift, you do a curl, you do a tinting, you do brow lamination. It's got to end it with, you have to end it with this final touch. It's going to hydrate, it's going to condition, it's going to protect the hairs, but it's also going to seal in that treatment. So this is a really good retail product for clients who the tints don't last that long on them. Even though you do your ratios correctly, you do your timings correctly, it might be that just their chemistry or so forth, or the way they wash their face at home, or they might be swimmers, or they sweat a lot, depending what it is. They might have some effect that's not letting them last that long, the tint. So this would be a really good product for them to use every morning, can help extend that wear. If it only lasts them for 1 week, maybe we can bring it up to 2 to 3 weeks with this product. They use it every day on a nicely fresh, cleansed hairs. So this product also works nicely in between your brow lamination services. If your brows are starting to fall down because they're losing the shape because it's past like the 4 weeks and you still haven't booked your treatment, you can start using this just to hold them into shape until you come. It's a good primer. I love using it if I fill in my brows. I love to use it as a primer so I can fill in my brow, and I feel like the makeup stays nicer as well. Good protection, you know, it helps for protection from the environment as well. So great product. And then is your final touch when it comes to that treatment. Okay, so this is where you're going to add a massage at the end of your lash or brow services, which a lot of people don't do, and now they're picking up on that and they're doing it. I have a lot of people messaging me say, hey, we added it now. We give them a little 1 to 2 minute massage at the end. They love it. They come back for more. They tell others. So use our skin protection cream. Our skin protection cream is, as it says, to protect the skin from unnecessary staining, so that if it touches the skin, they won't get a reaction either, if they're pretty sensitive. It's also eye mask. So if you're using the protection papers, you have to put something behind it to hold down. You can do that and give them an eye treatment. Now we have the new eye care pads, but still, if you want to mix it up, you can. The third thing is that it adds that extra final touch that you're going to give to your client is the massage. And here are 6 different little techniques that you can do. You have your straight lines with a solid graphic where it's more of your drainage that you want to give your client. You have your circular movements, sorry. And then when you look at the other 3, you have a lot of these dotted ones where you can actually do your like tapotement. So these are like same techniques that you would have been taught to do when you do a facial, but now you're just focusing on this area right here. Okay, brow bones, forehead, temples, bones underneath the cheekbone. Okay, and your client will see this difference that you're offering them and will be like, well, where I was going previously never offered this, and they're like sold, and they stay with you and they tell other people as well, because who doesn't want a little massage at the end? Okay. So aftercare, this is another, here's the image I want to show you guys. Everybody asks, well, what else do you have as aftercare? So as I mentioned, remember that client, I said, if they come in with damaged lashes and they told you they were damaged and they're trying to heal from them, and they want to stop doing extensions and they want to do a lift or curl, this is the product I talked about with the gold cap. It's the intensive night care. They would use it every day at night for the next 4 weeks to help to strengthen. As you can see, it has vitamins and plant oils along with the castor oil, because it helps with the growth of the hair as well, the castor oil. But then you've got the vitamins that will help to strengthen. So there's growth and durability or strength of that hair. So it's got a nice application that you can apply it with, and you can apply it on your lashes as well, and your lashes and brows as well. All our aftercare products are dual for lashes and brows. You don't need to buy a separate one to be doing your lashes or your brows. Obviously, the styling care that you're going to be using in the salon, you should have disposable mascara ones because you don't want to double dip for hygienic reasons. Then you have the booster. So a lot of people ask us, do you have an actual product that will help to boost and grow longer lashes or brows, or to like make the follicle of the brows to grow in places that were patchy or missing hairs? So we do have the booster, and you can get up to 56% longer lashes, but you got to be using it, I say religiously. So you can't expect to see your lashes boosting, growing, being, get a little bit of thickness if you're just using it once a week. You forget and you stagger it here and there. You've got to be adamant every night before you go to sleep, put it on. Wait a couple of seconds for it to dry before you go to sleep, because if it touches the skin area, you will have growth. I did start to grow hair on the side here because when I go to sleep, I dig my face into the pillow and I didn't let it dry. So we know it works, but we don't want hair growing in places we don't want them growing. Okay. And then your lash and brow bar. This is a beautiful, beautiful. It's reached such, even when I do, like before we went on lockdown again, just last week, I was able to do an in-house class, like actually do a hands-on class. And everybody, when they saw the lash and brow bar, when I brought it into class, was like, we need to get that because it looks amazing in your salon. I know with COVID, we have to be a little bit careful with things that are exposed. We got to keep things hidden for now so that there's not so much stuff that we have to disinfect because everybody will be touching it. But this lash and brow bar is an amazing product, caddy that's going to keep all your brow and lash tinting products organized and organized in this caddy. You got all the colors, your 8 colors plus your bleaching paste. On the other end, you have your eye makeup remover. You got your tint remover, which many people forget to buy as a tint remover. And they call me and they say, my client's brows are too dark and I can't lighten them. So have the tint remover, protection cream, styling gels in there, your oxidant, your palette, your brushes. Amazing, amazing, amazing kit. And if you're mobile, once we get back to some kind of, some businesses are probably already open in the US, but when we get back to some normalcy, and if you're not portable, I forgot what I said. If you're going out to do services, if you're mobile at doing services, this is amazing. I bring this if I want to do bridal showers, girls' nights, and so forth. It's an amazing caddy, okay? Also in the salon, when we do have it exposed that people can see it, it can make a sale on its own, because if you're busy with your client, your next client comes in and they just came in maybe just for a brow shaping and they look at this and they're like, hey, lash and brow styling. Hey, hit me up with a lash tint and a brow tint. And you were like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't even have to say anything or upsell anything. The stand did it itself. So really, really great display to have. Okay, so the final thing I kind of want to show you guys too is the profitability. It's very important to know how much profit you're making out of a kit. So if you are purchasing the lash curl kit either in Canada or the US, here is your prices. You can achieve about 30 to 36 application. It varies because lashes vary in degree of thickness and size. And also if you're using this kit for now dual to do brows as well, your kit will be used much faster because brows are thicker, you put more solution. So, but if you were to take the base of 30 applications, times it by 70, because usually a lash curl service is about $70 to $90 just for a lift or curl. It's just $70 to $90. If you're starting to add a tinting, you can see here that it can range between $90 to $125 if you're including a tint. So if you take the base of 30 applications and $70, you can be making $2,100 in revenue out of one lash curl kit that costs you either $110 or $100 or $99. So it's really, really good, really quick services, and you make great revenue. So benefits for salon. A lash curl is the perfect way to give lashes shape and some length as a substitute to lash extensions. With an add-on service of tint, lashes will appear fuller. So always, 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 if they're going to get a lash curl or if they're going to get a lash lift, add a tint at the end. It will emphasize the hair much more and that shape much more. You will also generate valuable extra revenue with this lash trend service and use the opportunity to increase your customer loyalty. Benefit for the customers. So the lash curl and tint has an immediate effect on the shape and fullness of the lashes the natural way. Clients will leave the salon with an instant shape and brightening the eye area with a fresh appearance. And it's suitable for those that wish to give lash extensions a break or wish to no longer use a mechanical curler. Reason to believe, as I mentioned before, RefectoCil is a long-standing brand with decades of expertise in brow and lash styling services, making it the market leader in the sector. RefectoCil has recognized that the lash curl trend is a requested service and has, like always, provided products and kits to attain the service with great quality and care to be used around the eye area. Okay. So we're ending our curl PowerPoint, but I wanted to showcase some more educational opportunities that I have booked more webinars for May and June for RefectoCil. So we still have some more left in April. We have one more left in April. So that's next Monday, how to increase your salon revenue with RefectoCil lash and brow styling. And then I added much more. Key to client consultation. I feel like sometimes the consultation is missed by a lot or is not done correctly by many. And this is the most important step before you actually do this service. So we'll be doing that. Brow styling with the hottest trend, which is brow lamination. We're going to do brow lamination. So if you've missed my previous live webinars, we'll be doing another brow lamination because we're hoping in about June we'll have the brow lamination kit as well. And then we'll do one for getting summer ready. We'll showcase both lashes and brows, tinting, lifting, both doing it all together in one service. So you can see how you can get your clients summer ready to be lounging in the pool or to be able to deal with, like, if it gets really hot, if they don't want to wear makeup, they can still look really refreshed and perfect for the summer season as well. Okay. And then the boosting your business by selling aftercare products. And then we also have Quran Lab. So you hear me a lot talking about this because with the brow shaping as well, we do have a beautiful wax called Bravado by Quran Lab, and you can sculpt brows amazing, add it to your tints, to your brow lifts, and you can give them the ultimate brow experience, the wow brow experience. So if you want to watch some more waxing techniques and knowing about the brand Quran Lab, it's an amazing wax. Here's one that's coming up on May 10th for waxing large areas. And then we do have brows and facial waxing for the summer on May 25th. So I would suggest the brows ones. If you're like a lash and brow bar, you can see how effective this wax line can be to creating the ultimate brow experience. Okay, so I wanted to throw that in there for you guys to see. And the final thing is our infection control training that we have. It is a free online course. It's extensive because we want to show people that we are promoting and providing the highest standards of infection control and at no cost to you. We see what we're dealing with right now with COVID and the pandemic. It's no joke. We should be taking infection control very seriously. We should have been taking it before seriously, but how much more now? So this free program for you, it's going to take some time to complete, but you can complete it at any time. It could take you a week, a month, doesn't matter how long it takes you. It remembers where you left off. So I would encourage you, go do it, okay? Sam Hunter, will this be recorded and sent out to rewatch? So it gets recorded and then it gets put onto our website and our YouTube channel. So give us about 2 days and you will have it on the website and you can watch it at any leisure, okay? Welcome. Oh, from Australia. Oh, 3:30 a.m. That's dedication. Thank you, Kayla. That's awesome. I bet you're tired too. Okay, so now you know it's contest time. I don't have a webinar without a contest in it. If I do, shame on me. But this one, we have been having all these contests. Hi, Ella from Philadelphia. Okay, so if you want to win the following items to start giving your clients beautiful shaped lashes, what do you got to do? Complete these 3 easy steps. Follow us on Instagram. So we have 2 accounts, RefectoCil North America and Browista by RefectoCil. Like us on Facebook. Give us a review. Give us a review, even if it's not for a contest, because we want to see what you feel, what you like about the brand, what you like about what we're doing with education, what can we do to help support more, anything. Why do you love RefectoCil and so forth. But the third step is very important. Post on Instagram why you love RefectoCil and don't forget to tag us. Tag us is very important because we like to showcase you guys as well on our page, but also use the hashtag Lash Curl Webinar. That way I know that you've entered the contest and I will add you into my list that you're entered into the contest. And then when we do the draw on April 19th, we'll call out the winner. So these are fun ways to win a value of about under $200 value is all this product. So it's amazing to get it right into your hands and get started with these lash styling services. And once again, remember the solutions are dual. You can try it on brows as well. So win-win. Okay. So don't forget about that. But most importantly, tag us and don't forget the hashtag Lash Curl webinar. Okay. Contest ends April 19th. So you only have this week. It's a pretty short one. So I'll be sending out an email to everyone to remind them to not forget, okay, to enter the contest. And then here's our final social media page. Like, stalk us on social, follow us on Instagram. We already mentioned all our accounts, Facebook, leave us a review. This site here, RefectoCileEducation.com, we're trying to make it very useful, user-friendly. We have files on there that you can download. We have all the videos you can watch. We have mini tutorial videos. We have the full webinar recordings. So, and then that's where I post all my new webinars that you can sign up for and register. And if there's any questions you have, you're not getting the proper support or so forth, and you really need help with the brand or you need troubleshooting, you can reach me at education@cbngroup.com. Okay. So that brings an end to our presentation here. And what I will do is, if there's any questions, you can ask. And what I'll do is I'll prepare my camera. So you'll see at one moment that my camera stops working. Don't worry, I just have to switch my cameras. Okay. Gigi, how can I get a certificate to do lash, curl, and brow lifts? I'm currently certified nails. So Gigi, if you're already a professional, you can go ahead and start doing these services. But if you need a certificate, you have to reach out to your local distributor and see if they're offering any classes. We're trying to do more classes with distributors online so that those many can reach and do them, and they're going to be certified classes, but also a fee is involved of the kit. So it would be very important that you just check with your local distributor wherever you're located. And then if they want to do a class, they will hold one. If they need my help, they will contact me if they're one of our distributors, or you can reach out to me at education at CBN Group, and I can see who is the, where was that website? Here we go. Who is the closest distributor to you that will be offering these classes? If you go to our website at RefectoCileEducation.com, there is a section that says education, and when you click on it, it will take you to a calendar. And that calendar will showcase all the webinars that I do, which don't have a certificate, but also will showcase the distributor webinars that do have a certificate and a fee of the kit. So, and the fee is really low. We know the times are tough right now, and we just need you to get that kit into your hands so you can start using it, and then you get a certificate at the end too. So check the website too to see, because if they are virtually, when they're virtually, it's easier to do it. But just make sure if you're in the US, you might not be able to do the Canada one because I don't know if they ship to you. So just monitor that and see. But first thing is check with your distributor. If you ask that question to them, they might get, oh, we need to do a class, and they'll reach out to us. Okay. How can we get all the products that you just mentioned? So Farouz, you have to let me know where you are located, and we'll try and see who is the closest to you. If you're in the US, we have 2 distributors, or you're in Vancouver. So we have West Coast Beauty that you can order from there. But there's many more. I can always email them to you. If you send me an email here at education@CBN Group, I can send you their contacts. You can reach me here and I can send you more information. Terry, would love to do a certified class for lash lamination. For your lash lift or brow lamination? So we don't list distributors. We don't list distributors on the website, but we can assist you in that. If you let me know where you're located, it's best that you email me, because then I can give you more options than just reaching it on top of my head. I can get you more options. It's okay, Terry. I kind of realized you meant a brow, and I'm like, lash lamination. But yes, Terry, I think you're in Canada, correct? Just check on our calendar, because I've been hosting a lot of online webinar classes with certificate in Canada. And for those in the US too, check too, because if they distribute in the US too, you can get the product shipped to you. But I will try to book more of these certificate classes in the US as well. Okay. Yes. Check the calendar. We're trying to make it as effective as we can, the calendar, by posting all the classes on there, certificate and non-certificate, like my global webinars. Okay. So give me a couple of minutes just to switch the camera. I got to get prepped with my PPE as well before I get my model in here. Got to get my gloves on, got to get my mask on. So I am going to disconnect the camera. If you have more questions, just ask them in the chat. I will look at them as I'm trying to set up. Okay, so don't worry. I'm just disconnecting the camera. 1 sec. Still? And you just see the towel right now. I just got to get my model to lay down there so I can see her. Can everybody still hear me? Warina. So you're from BC, Victoria. So we do have the, once again, as I mentioned, West Coast Beauty there. That tends to carry it all. But how much it would cost you, we roughly gave the price down of 100 and, I believe I said 49 for the kit. Or no, not the 49, 109. Sorry, $109 for the kit. But if it's for a class, I don't think I set anything up with BC yet for an online class to get a certificate, but just keep checking our calendar. Also, if you mention to the distributors you want a class, they're going to see the importance of it. So you can help me out by mentioning to the distributor that you do want a class, a certificate for this class, and they'll reach out to me or they'll host one without me. They might have a trainer that can do it as well. Okay? Crimson. I can't remember what your question was. I got to go up higher. What was your question? Did I answer it? I can't remember if I. Oh no, you're just responding so that you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, so let me get my model in. Let me get my mask on. Let me get my gloves on. Let me get my model in. Lisa, you come. Okay. Has anybody here today tried the, sorry if I sound a little bit muffled. Has anybody tried our curl? Is this something that will be good for you to watch to troubleshoot? I'm trying to see if anybody has tried it, that they have any questions that they want me to help them with. The visual part of seeing how I do it will help as well. Sometimes the curl can be a little bit harder than the lift. Susie, okay, you've tried it. Awesome. And you've tried it with the white glue, correct? Because now we have a new glue, which I didn't mention into the webinar, is that the white glue is being replaced. So let me show you. Okay, so the white glue. So the white glue was a little bit of a headache. If you didn't use it properly, you might be left with a lot of residue. And I don't have the white glue. Oh. Okay, so it was a bottle like, hold on, Lisa, hold on. It was a bottle like this, but white glue inside. And the white glue would dry very, very, very fast, and removal time would be too much. Because it didn't dissolve fast, it would be hard to remove, and people were not using less. They were using a lot of it. So the new glue, it's been replaced. So the Lash Lift and the Curl Glue have been replaced with this new one. Oh, that's a peachy glue, okay? And this new peachy glue is easy to use. It does dry pretty quick. Our Lash Lift kit had the white glue, and you have to wait 10 to 15 seconds for it to get tacky, right? So that the hair can stick. This one, as soon as you close the cap, go use it right away. And with the curl, the rollers are pretty adhesive, so you don't really have to use that much glue. It's only for those really, really, really stubborn hairs that don't want to stick, that you put a little bit onto that area. You'll see how I'll do it. I'll showcase it. Let me just see what else you guys said. Yes, white. So Susie, I would suggest when you're running, like, try to purchase the new glue as well. If you're running low of the white glue, because your white glue will not be any more available. It will be the new peachy glue. No, I haven't, but was planning to invest and get it. Yeah, after you watch today, Kayla, you will see if this is something that you want to invest in and try it out. If you're already trying the lash lift by RefectoCil, the curl will be easy to do as well. I was being very careful with the white. Awesome. Yes, Susie, you got to be very, very careful. When I would teach, I would take the orange wood stick and take a little dot of the glue and apply in the lashes. People would ask me, that's it? I go, yeah, that's it. Anything more than that, you would be taking forever to remove. So I'm just gonna get my model to sit down so I can position the camera. Yeah, try and put your head as back as you can go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, but I'm gonna try and position the camera a little bit closer, angle it nicely. Just give me 1 second. You guys can't see the camera? You guys can't see the model? Oh, that's weird. I see her in the 1 second. Everybody can't see, or some can see? Oh, okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. How's that? Is that better? Oh. Is your head straight, Lisa? I don't know why. Oh, I think the camera shifted. Oh, hold on. There we go. How's that for everybody? Is that good? It's blurry? Very blurry. Oh, shoot. It's not blurry on my end. Blurry still. That's weird. It's not blurry on my end. Hold on. It's blurry for everybody? That's so weird. On mine. Okay, let me turn the camera off and on and you tell me, because for me it's not blurry at all. Maybe the computer took longer to load on your screen. It's just pixelating weird as it loads. Hey, as long as the eyes are clear, I'm focusing on the eyes, as long as that's clear. But for me, everything looks clear. Mine. Let me move the camera a little bit down. 1 second. Let me try something. Hold on. I need a piece of material. Is that still blurry? Okay, is it better? Okay, as long as it's better. I don't want it to be blurry because then you guys won't be able to see it properly. Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. That was weird. It wasn't showing blurry on me, so I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to fix this. I just wiped the lens. Maybe it was just a fingerprint or something. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I have my gloves on. I'm all prepped. We're going to do the cleansing, okay? So the protocols, you guys have them to download them. I didn't put them in the presentation because I'm going to show the protocols right now live on my model, but you do have them as a downloadable PDF file. So when we cleanse, it's very important that we start off first with the RefectoCil Micellar Eye Makeup Remover, okay? It's non-oily, it's micellar, so it helps to remove any of those waterproof mascaras, and it's lash strengthening. Lash and hair and brow. You tend to clean the brow with this if I'm bleaching the brows too. It gives such, it has a bunch of amino acids to strengthen the hair, okay? So we're gonna start off with this one first. We're gonna prep. She didn't come in with any eye makeup, but we still gotta do it. Even if they come with no makeup, you still got to prep, okay? They could have environmental factor like the pollution that could be affecting dust, sweat, so we still gotta clean. And I'm gonna do the brows as well because we can tint at the same time just to see how you can do both services. Okay. And now what we're going to do is our second step is the saline solution. Very important. Actually, it's good to have this product when you do all type of services, tinting, lifting. But with lifting specifically, you need to be using this when you do a lash lift, a lash curl, or a brow lift. It's going to degrease the area, and it's going to make sure that your canvas is clean and ready to be worked on. Nothing is going to interfere, no residues from the eye makeup remover, nothing. It's going to be a clean, immaculate canvas. So same way, we're going to wipe it down, okay? So it doesn't come in the kit, neither does our makeup, unless you buy the Lash and Brow Bar. The makeup remover comes in it, but these you would have to buy them separately because they're not in the lift kits. So if you already have a makeup remover, the saline solution is something you would need to buy. Okay, so now that she's all prepped and it's drying, the next step is to isolate the bottom of the lashes. Now I don't have the eye care pad, the other eye care pads with me that I use for the Elevate Your, like the treatments, but I'm going to show you with the black silicone pads for now. I like to show versatile ways to use the product, not always the same one in the webinar. So today we're going to use the black silicone pads. And they're reusable. Okay, that's the packaging, because you can disinfect them, and depending on what state you are or what city you are, if they don't consider it single use, but you can disinfect them. Okay, so I'm going to place these on her bottom lashes to hold them down. So Lisa, open up for me. I know this is a little bit bent. You know what? I'm going to use another one. It was bent in the packaging. 1 second. Just in case it doesn't pop up on you. Okay, look up again. Okay, close down. Is it bothering you anywhere?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, close. Now stay close. Yeah. Okay. You don't want to put them too high up, because if you put them too high up, they'll squish the lashes up, and you won't be able to see the lashes properly. Perfect. Okay. So now we get the roller. Okay. How do you choose the right roller size? So it's very important. So we have 4 sizes in here, but for Lisa, because her lashes are pretty short, it's hard to tell now with the silicone pad. But her lashes are pretty short, and we're going to use the curler on them. And here's the curler. So if the hair covers half of the circumference of the roller, you know you have the right size. Okay, so usually what I do is I cut these in rows so that I can size it beside their eye and see if the lash is going to roll over half the circumference, because they're sticky, right? So you don't want to size them and touch them and then they just go to the garbage if they're not the right size. So you have to open up the package very slowly. Don't pull it quick, but just enough to open so you can use the 2 rollers. And usually I take tweezers to pull them off, or you just got to make sure you hold the tip where there's a little bit of cotton revealed. You can't be touching the glue, because you're going to isolate the glue and it's not going to work anymore, because your hands, your gloves, whatever is touching it is going to make it weak. So hold from the sides, and once you pull it off, so I'm going to pull it off and show you. Because they're straight, the eye is not straight. It has some kind of curl to it, right? So you're going to take the roller. You're going to bend it back and forth like this. I'm still trying to hold just the ends so that it gets that curl. And then you're going to place it very close. It's hard with gloves because it's so sticky. Okay, and you're going to place it very close to the water line. Okay. And you're going to do the same thing with the other side. So before I do the other side though, I'm going to roll the lashes so that you can see on this side. Let me just get my orange wood stick. Once again, it's going to be a little bit hard to see because of the black silicone pads, but hopefully you'll see it when it gets rolled over the roller. And as you're rolling, just put a little bit of pressure so that they can go nice and stretched over the pad. So as you can see, I wonder if you can see, let me just look at the camera. Oh, yeah, you can. The hairs have reached half of the circumference. Okay. Now, some of her lashes are a little bit longer, and I'm sure I could have tried a medium, but then not all her lashes go over. So that would have been 2 weeks. So if you're stuck between sizes, I always say go with the smaller one. Okay. So before I do any gluing or any stubborn lashes, I'm going to do the next one. Okay, you guys can see the, are you size small? Tinting is last. You don't do the tinting yet. Tinting is after when we remove the roller. But you guys can see the hairs now wrapped around the roller, right? I know it's a little hard to see, but you guys can see hairs now, right? On top of the white roller. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the other eye. Bend it back and forth, as I showed, to shape to the eye area, holding only the tips. Okay, simple as that. And then we're going to roll. Okay. Try to, the one thing I forgot to mention, shame on me, I forgot, is you should brush out the lashes, okay? Yes, I use small, sorry. You can, what was I gonna say? Yeah, brush out the lashes with the mascara wand, okay? It's very important that you brush them out so they're not clumped together. So I've missed that step, okay? After you've prepped with the eye makeup remover and the saline, use the disposable mascara wand to brush them out. And when you're rolling them, just make sure they go like, they try to go nice and straight and not too clumped together. So I'm just using very carefully the pointy part of my orange wood stick just to separate the tips. Okay, So she has a lot of new growth. I can see she has a layer of short ones. So what I'm going to do my best is I'm going to look. Let me see if there's any questions on how your hat is. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. You know what? I'm taking it off for the webinar. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so what I was doing is I was rolling the other side up. But what I was going to say is, sorry guys, hats can be nice, but yes, they do get in the way. Okay, so what I was going to say is that never look at your customer like on top. So you see how we're bird's eye view with the camera? Never just look like this and be like, oh my goodness, I got all the lashes, this is awesome. Go to the side. Bend over and go to the side of your client and see what lashes you missed. And Lisa has a lot of little short growth. I'm going to try my best to get those glued up. But once again, I'm going to go crazy with the glue. And you can work it in sections because the glue does dry fast. So once again, I'm not using the white glue. So if anybody's used to the white glue, we sold out of it here. Like there's no more. We don't make that anymore. So now I have the peachy glue that's dual for both lift and curl. I'm going to take a disposable lip brush because I have to treat it like waxing. I don't want to double dip. Okay? So I have a bunch of these lip brushes. And I'm going to take a little bit of the glue and I'm going to go do first the section that I see that I need to work on. I need to work on this section. So I just apply it onto the lash. Close my glue too. Because this lash dries faster, I'm going to do it in sections. And I'm just going to go roll that side that the hairs should those little growth. Now, the little short ones, that they're being too stubborn, it's okay. Just get the majority that you can get. There's a hair that doesn't want to. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next section. And I use very little of the glue. Okay? It's only for those stubborn hairs because the rest of them have stuck up onto the adhesive on the roller, right? So I see another section right here. And she has little, like, it's hard to tell on the camera, but she has little shorter hairs. So I try to get them wet with the glue. Close my glue cap. Try to close all your caps. Don't let them sitting open and oxidizing. Perfect. And the rest of her was okay. Okay, now I'm going to go on the other side and see the same thing. My another disposable lip brush. I see it here. So with the white glue, you have to be so careful, okay? Very little dots. And what I usually do is I take my tip of my orange wood stick, oh, right there, this, and I roll up a little dot from the white glue, and I go and I place it on the hair. Very, very little of that white glue. So before I go into the solution, I'm going to come back because there was a question I saw before I realized that my hat was taking over all the view, all the camera. Let me just go back because there was a question. So just making sure they're all nice and secured. Perfect. Oh, I'm going to do on the other side a little bit. I saw another hair. It's those little short ones. I'm trying my best to get them all up there. So I saw on this side. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, this new glue is awesome to work with. So you'll enjoy it a lot. Okay, so before I go to the solutions, okay. There was a question though. Before my hat, I saw somebody ask a question about like health, like if they had some kind of issue. Did I miss your question? I'm not imagining this. There was a question about somebody's like health, if they had some kind of, please, if that question, can you please repeat that again? I can't find it. I thought I saw something. What brush am I using with the glue? It's a disposable mascara wand. The glue has its own brush inside it, but once you touch hair, you don't want to be putting that double dipping. So that's why I use disposable lip brushes, because you can compromise the cross-contaminate the glue. When you say white glue, do you mean the latex-based one? It was white, like it looked white, like paint, like white out or something like that. Yes. Yes. I am using that. So, Kristen, I am using the peachy. I'm sorry if somebody already answered you, but I am using the peachy glue that's now replacing. It's going to be replacing as well in the US too. And in the meantime, we still have the old kits, but it's going to replace the curl glue and the lift glue. The clear glue in the lifts and the white glue in the curl. It's going to replace both and have this one glue. So that's going to be awesome because it's easy to work with, and you'll have it consistent with both kits. How much time do you need to finish? You mean the webinar or the service? It's about, the service should take you about 45 to an hour. At the beginning, it might take you that full hour. So glad white glue that contains, so the white glue that contains is now discontinued and the peach glue will be the only one. Yes, correct, Kristen. This was a question. Do you find clients, thank you, thank you, Renee. Do you find clients on thyroid medication don't retain their curl as long? It could affect, or sometimes, yeah, the results, even with tinting, it could affect the outcome or the service, or not allowing it to stay its full time. If you notice that's happening and you're noticing that they do have thyroid and they're taking medication, I think I would let them know at first, because they should be filling a consent form. And if they say they're taking medication, you ask them what it's for, and they say it's for thyroid, just let them know that it could affect the results. At least if they know that it's not you and it's just the condition that's making it not last as long. The new glue has, yes, it does. Thank you, Katarina. It has more adhesive force. So, and that's why I tell you, you can use it right away. As soon as you close that cap, you should go right away and use the glue. You shouldn't wait that 10 to 50 seconds drying time, or else it's not going to work. And you'll have to apply more glue, which at the end, you're just wasting glue, okay? So I think Karina might have answered them all. Was the white glue same as eyelash adhesive? Was the white glue same as eyelash adhesive? Like adhesive that you're using for lash extensions? No, I don't think so. Yes, I can. I'm going to put the solution on right now. So I'm going to take my Lash Perm solution number 1. In your kits, you have bowls labeled 1 and 2, brushes labeled 1 and 2. Make sure that you don't intermix your solution. I'm going to grab my solution number 1. I've used it a lot. Okay, Lash Perm. And with the Lash Perm, what I'm doing is I'm breaking down the bonds in the keratin, the sulfides in the hair. I'm making them more manageable so that I can reshape them. The black protection pads, I put them on right away. Like even if the skin's a little bit wet, I put it. But if there's makeup or powder on the skin, it won't stick nicely. So that's why I kind of wipe down a little bit on her cheek just to see if there's any powder. Some people say they use a protection cream and they put that on. Okay, so can you see the pea size amount? It's a little bit too much for her because she doesn't have that many lashes. But you put a pea size amount. Yeah, so some people put protection cream. Also, depending on what type of disinfectant you're using, it could make the pads not stick anymore. So that's why people start to use the protection cream underneath them. Okay, now it's very important where you place the solution. With the lift, We always want to get it very close to that water line, right? Where you see the skin. With the curl, we want to get it in the center because where the bend is happening. Okay. So on the center where that bend is happening, you don't need to go to the base, to the roots. And you don't need to go to the tip. And I'm doing this sideways technique because it goes on nicely. I'm not rubbing it on. I'm not releasing any of the lashes. Okay, right there in the center. So I'm gonna do the other side as well. Just gonna touch up a little bit here. I should have more lashes there. Okay. And the timing is 8 minutes. I still have the 8-minute solution. So I'm gonna set my timer. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna start it now just that I put it on the other. Okay, and I'm gonna just put it on the other side. Be very mindful when you're applying the solution, even if you're doing a lift, because if you rush the solution, you get it on their skin, like by inside their eye, it is irritating. So we don't want that because the last thing you want to do is having to remove everything. Okay, so I have that on there. Being mindful and not rubbing too much. Okay, so as that's happening, actually I just saw a little bit. Let me just do a little wipe here. Okay. So as that is developing there, I want to go and now, and I can do her brows, but I can also see the questions you guys have. Okay. Oh, there's no questions, so we're up to date. Everything okay with Kendra with the black protection, what I tried to describe? While the solution's on, I'm going to do her brows. I usually do the natural brown with a little bit of black, very little black. So I do these two. Oops. Okay. Now she does have some warmth in her hair. I'm not quite sure if she's going to change her hair color. If we wanted to add more warmth to it, we can add some red or some red or chestnut. Okay. So let me mix that. If you have any questions, keep asking. I still have 5 minutes on the lashes. I have my 2 centimeters, so I have my brown and a little bit of the black there. And I'm going to take my cream and put 15 drops of my oxidant, okay? So you can see how easy it is to do an add-on service of a tint. Even if they're doing like a facial, you can do a brow tint. There's many ways that you can add on the services. Okay, so let me mix. And that way, during that 45 minutes, you're able to complete it all for them, right? Their lashes and their brows. You could be even doing a lamination now. I could be putting the solution on the brows, right, of the lash perm, and then tinting afterwards. So you'll have to learn how to manage your timing though. At the beginning, it's a little hard, and then you learn to manage the timing so that you go from lashes to brows, brows to lashes, and have enough time to remove the solutions when the time is up, okay? Okay, did you apply that to the tip of the lashes? No, but it might look a little bit wet on the tips, but no. It's her lashes on this side, on the right side, they are a little bit lower, so that's why it looks like it's on the tip. But as you can see here, There's nothing on the tips. So try to leave the tips free. Why do you use cream instead of liquid? Cream comes in the Lash and Brow Bar. Also, I do a lot of beard tintings. I do a lot of bleaching of brows, and you need cream for that. So I use mostly cream, but I can demo. I've done liquid. They both do the exact same thing. It's consistency-wise. You know, the liquid used to be cheaper than the cream. So a lot of schools, they introduce with the liquid, but they both do the exact same thing. It's preference-wise, and if you're going to be bleaching brows, you're going to be gravitating more to the cream. But if you mix that liquid properly, it gets creamy just like the cream. Okay. I was using the RefectoCil makeup remover and using saline solution, but I did find they stuck better when it was still a tiny bit moist rather than the eye area being dry. So maybe towards, so I can use it on dry skin, they stick, but if you notice that towards the end, like after many times of use that it works better and wet, that's fine, as long as it stays down and holds down, because right now I have it on top of her bottom lashes, so I want it to stay down, right? Yes, yes. So bleaching, yes, you can only use the cream with the bleaching. So I'm going to just put on her brows. I'm going to have to monitor the time properly. See, when we laminated her brows, it was really nice because Lisa's brows tend to stick up. So you kind of have to do a fluff with the tint to make it a little bit heavier, like put the tint on top because they stick upwards. So a lamination is perfect for her to relax the brow hairs. You can see even the edge here, it gets a little bit difficult. So I always have to fluff it on. Turn this way a little bit. Thank you. But it's doable. You get to learn these techniques as you're working with different types of hairs. And I just want to clean the area. I always have a Q-tip ready because I want to make sure I'm not unnecessarily staining. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Once I apply this, I'm going to check my timer and I'll see if there's any question, but we have the lovely Katerina that's helping me answer and Renee, which is awesome. So once the solution's up with the lashes, dry Q-tip only. Remove the solution and try to go in an upward motion to remove it. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna get Q-tips prepared for the lashes too. So I'm gonna remove the lashes when the time is up, and then before I go to the second solution, well, the brows I'm gonna leave them only for 3 minutes because we put a little bit of black. Can you apply tint where there is no hair, like beginning of brows? Yes, you can. Hers round off a little bit, but you can. My timer's up, but you can basically, it's gonna fade in the shower, but if there's some hair there, you can do the whole, she also needs a little bit of a shaping, but I could have did like this, the square part, where there's very little hair, but her brows do round off. So I want to keep it to how she wants, but you could apply it there. The thing is that there's more skin. If there's more skin, it's going to fade in a shower, right? Because it's meant to stay on the hair. So I'm just going to clean that area off before I do the I find that you always have to ask the client, do they want the square start off? Do they want square, or do they want round? Because some people don't like the square. Okay, so dry Q-tips. You're welcome. Yes. Rashmi's good. Awesome. The broader black rose brush. What brush? Yes. Here, I'll show you quickly what it looks like. I love these brushes. They're the new Browista tool brushes. They say RefectoCil. They got a silicone mascara one on the other end, like a silicone spoolie. It's awesome because it's soft. It's tender on the brows when you're doing a brow lamination. It can be disinfected. You know, it's hygienic. On the other hand, you have the more wider end, or you have, oh, when I get the narrow one, I'll show you the narrow one. I seem to have misplaced it. But they come in a little zipper bag with the two bowls, the rose gold bowls. Okay, so let me start to remove carefully, dry Q-tip upwards. So now we've broken down those bonds in the hair. We made them like, think of the spaghetti when it goes into the water. It loosens and it becomes moldable. You can roll it around the fork. So these lashes can now be molded to the new shape of that pad, of that roller. They're relaxed onto it now, and they've totally taken the shape of that roller. So when you add the neutralizer, you create that shape now. So the pad lifted a little bit. I just don't want it to get into her eye. So I do it until I can see that my Q-tip doesn't have like too much pink solution on it. Of the, sorry, not pink, the perm solution. Okay, let's go to the other side. If you felt at this time right now like one or two lash popped off, you can reglue it down. See, I can see that same lash that was giving me trouble before trying to come off. So I'm going to do my best and get it back down with the glue, because if it's not back down, it won't be able to take that shape. So I want it to go back down. So let me get my glue. You can see it's just that one stubborn hair. Very little glue. And all these little things that you're going to do are going to get quicker as you get the experience. There we go. I think I see one more on the other side. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to squeeze my pea-sized amount of my neutralizer, but I'm going to clean her brows first. Chrissy, just use, oh, sorry, that's Katarina. I missed the part. Did you do the lash tint over the, no, the lash tint, we didn't do it yet. The lash tint will be done last. I'm just the brows. Doesn't matter how long you leave perm solution. Doesn't matter how long you leave perm solution, and neutralizer. It does matter, as in you don't want to overdo it. So if it's 8 and 5 minutes, stick to the 8 and 5 minutes, right? If you're using the new solution that is 6, If you felt that the brows and lashes, you know, they're a little bit thicker, layered, I could use it 8 minutes. Yes, but it should work just effectively with the 6 minutes. Okay, so now I got the neutralizer. It's white. It says step number 2, and it's a creamier, okay? But I'm going to remove her brows first because we don't want them too dark. She does have lighter hair. So dry first. And this way, she doesn't have any solution in her eyes. So if I'm pressuring, it won't affect the solution. And we'll clean the area with water. I just soften it a little bit with water. Okay, that's the one brow. Let's remove the other side with dry. And then a little bit of water. So if you followed the timing correctly, if you're ever in doubt of the darkness, always involve your client. Obviously, in this way, I can involve my client because her eyes are closed. But if you're just doing a brow tinting and you're just learning how to make the color match your client in the darkness, I would always show them one brow before I pass the 3-minute mark. Always engage them to see. Okay, so the brows, I'm going to leave the styling gel till the end. Now I'm going to apply the neutralizer. Okay, same way that you applied the lash perm. Okay. Oh, you're tearing a little bit in that eye. I see a little bit of tearing in this eye, so I'm just going to dry it. Okay. So try to follow the same area. Okay, to the other side. And we're going to leave this on for 5 minutes. Okay, so let me put on the timer. 5 minutes. If this was like a brow lamination, you would go back and then do the brows. But for now, so very important that if you saw any lashes pop off, whether you're doing the lift or the curl, very important that you get those lashes back down before you do the neutralizer, because if they're not on the object, they're not on the pad, the silicone pad or on the roller, they're not going to take shape to the bump or to the roundness of the roller. So if they do pop off after you remove the step number 1, reglue them down, okay? Because then they'll have like wonky lashes. Some lashes will be like shaped, the new shape, some won't be. And because we didn't shape them properly, they might even fall down even more, meaning that they won't have no shape whatsoever, okay? So very important. Okay, so we have that on. I already did her brows. I'll apply the styling gel at the end, just in case that if I'm touching her forehead, my hands touch it or so forth, I'm not removing the styling gel. I just want to make sure that she has enough here. So I did notice one or two pop off. It was those stubborn ones. So we'll see how it is at the end. We'll see. Okay. Any questions that we have for now? Did you say you would do the brow lamination after the tint on brow? So remember, tinting is the last step before aftercare. So how you would start off would be prepping, then the lifting, then the tinting, and then the aftercare. Now, if you're doing brows, it would be the brow lamination first. So prepping it, brow lamination first, then the tint, then the shape, if you're gonna wax them, and then the aftercare. Yeah, awesome. Yes, you're welcome, Shauna. I hope I answered it like what you wanted to know. Yeah. Yeah. And if you incorporated bleach, I don't know if anybody here does brow bleaching, you would tend to do like the lamination first and the bleaching and the tint, and then the aftercare. Okay, or shaping and then the aftercare. Waxing is always done after tinting and after any service, because like your lift or your tinting, because with the tint, if you were to wax before, you'll have a lot of open pores, and when you apply the solution on the brows or the tint, it's going to irritate the skin in that area or even leave staining, dots in those pores. So always the shaping is done at the end, and that way you can see the full brow, what it looks like after you've shaped it and after you've colored it, and you can after you've lifted it and after you've colored it, and this way you can shape it even better, okay? So I have about 2 minutes still left. This is a time where, you never leave your client. I have my gloves on now, so I don't it's really hard to massage, but you can do this at the end where you do the massage. So what I would suggest is, you can do the little shoulder massage. You can do like a hand massage, right? You never want to leave your client alone, because it's stuff on their eye area, okay? Farouz, is it possible to write down the steps, please, for both the brows and the... So Farouz, the lashes, the steps are in your attachments. It's in your event board. You can download the PDF, or it's going to come at the end of this webinar. It's going to come in your thank you email, okay? And then the brow lamination, we'll have it up on the, the mini tutorial video up on our education site. So if you go to RefectoCileEducation.com, I'll type the website. You can see it there, step by step, really easy video. .com. Okay. So right now you will get you'll get the curl steps in your thank you email. But to see the brow lamination, I advise go to the website and you can watch. And you can also go to the brochures, the curl brochure, the lift brochure, the tinting brochure on our website too, and download those too. Okay. It's going to be hard for me to type it right now, and I don't want to type it just like that. I want you to have the proper in-depth steps so you can make it perfect. Okay, and that's our website. We'll have it. Okay, Farouz, I hope I'm saying it correct. So I still have 22 seconds. My business insurance company says in order to do lifts, I will be charged extra on my policy, approximately $40 more. Do you know of a good insurance company that doesn't change that much? This is going to be a good question. Where are you from, Philomena? This will be a good question for the group to see if anybody has any suggestions. Any of their insurance that they can share. BC. Ooh. So I'm leaving this open to the chat. If people can send in she is from Canada. If people can send in theirs, that would be really helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. I'm going to go back to removing the solution, dry Q-tip. Just going to get my dry Q-tips. And before I go to the other lash, what I'll do is I'll put a little wet cotton pad because we've got to unstick the lashes from the roller too. So I just prep it with a nice wet, like a damp, just put it on there just to kind of prep and dissolve that glue. And then I can go to the other, because you can't tint on the rollers. So in order to tint, we're going to remove the pads, put them underneath her lashes, and then remove the rollers and then tint it properly, okay? Okay. So it's not as quick and easy as the lash lift, because right now I could have just did like this and the lashes would pop off. So what I just try to do, hold the skin taut and just try to soften those lashes on the top there, because I don't want to release the roller. What I can do though is release the bottom so they're out of my way for now. And I like to also have a Q-tip ready, a wet Q-tip to release it from the skin. And if you feel that it's a little tug, like as you're doing this, if you feel like it's tug on the lashes still, just soften it. Don't pull, pull, pull. Just soften it. So they actually curl really nice, but I don't know if you can see. It's hard to see on the camera, but now you can see her lashes. Before you couldn't see them because they were sticking down. So let me just, and the way you remove it properly, if you don't pull at it, you will have no lashes on the roller. If you're pulling it and you feel like your client will snug, like they're tensing, it's because there's still hair attached to it. So that's why I always have a wet Q-tip or a wet cotton pad just to roll like this to loosen it. But with the new glue, look how quick that came off. Okay. So yes, Karina, thank you for answering. There's a lot of questions down, and I just want to remove it on the other side. Okay, let me get my damp Q-tip ready. Yeah, so this new glue is a lifesaver. It's awesome. You don't have to spend too much time removing. And I'm not putting too much pressure, just enough dabbing it. With the Q-tip, if you like try to wet the skin, especially if you're working on a mature clientele, you don't want to start pulling at the eyelid. So I like doing the wet Q-tip to release the lid from the roller instead of putting the cotton pad and rolling like that. I'm tugging the skin too much. And the eye area, the skin is thinner, so we want to be careful. See, that one came off really good. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is do a quick tint for 2 minutes, because the hairs have been opened. They will accept the color faster. So only 2 minutes. So I'm going to take the black silicone pads. I'm going to get Lisa to see if she can open up her eyes slowly. She's feeling okay. Are you feeling okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so open them. I'm going to put the pads underneath. Let me just lift some of those lashes because a little bit from the heat. There. I want to lift your bottom ones up. Oops, sorry. Okay. So now we're putting it at the bottom of the lashes because we want to tint the bottom ones too. Okay, so I'm going to get the other one ready. Okay, now you can close. Perfect. So you can either use these pads, you can use the paper protections, you can use these ones, where you put the protection cream, or you can use those new eye care pads, okay? So I'm gonna grab my blue black and my black. Oh, you can see it, right? You can see it, Kendra. Because before you couldn't see the lashes, right? And now they're sticking up. So that's why the lash curl, the small size is amazing for really short lashes. Okay, so let me do I'm gonna squeeze out the tint. Give me 1 second. I got a new blue-black bottle, so I gotta puncture it. Okay, so I got my blue-black. I'm just doing equal parts of blue, black, and black. I'll show you in the... I'm just getting it in the tube. So I just put on the corner blue, black, and black. It's kind of, I don't know if you can tell on your, see my palette that goes on your hand has 2 wells. So I did the one for the brows, now that one's for the lashes. So I love this because it's hands-free. So let me put the oxidant, my 15 drops of cream or 10 drops of liquid if you have liquid. I'm gonna mix that up. I gotta find my brush, my other one that I want to show you guys. So this is the one that's more fine tip, okay? It's more pointy. The other one was more flat and wide, okay? Same thing. Oops, sorry, blurry. So you get 2 of those. Okay, so let me mix my lash tint. Oh. So as that's mixing, get it to a nice creamy texture. So you can see both, they're nice and creamy, my textures. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna apply on the lashes. So I add, because Lisa's lashes are dark to begin with, like they're black, I add a little bit of black to the blue black to add more depthness, just to give some more depth to her dark lashes. I'm gonna pick up some of the bottom ones. This side lifted a little too much. Curled a lot more. Okay, so I'm just gonna set my timer. I'm trying to clean the eyelid because I don't like leaving the tint on the skin. So let me just put my timer on at 2 minutes. I'm still going to work on this side a little bit, but the timer has started. Just keep your eyes closed. I'm going to move this lower a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then after the tint time of 2 minutes is up, then I'm going to remove with the dry. Dry, dry, dry. We always do everything dry, dry, dry first. Okay. Okay, how many more minutes do we have? We have 22 seconds. Yes, under the bottom lashes, make sure you tint, yes, the bottom ones as well. As you can see, I tried to roll up the lashes too with the tint. So I can get the bottom ones, because you shouldn't be tinting with eyes open. Okay, so time's gonna be up. Let's get dry Q-tips. Let's stop the timer. Okay, dry Q-tip. I'm gonna start rolling it off. And you can do both ways. You can roll it like this as well. Let's do the other side too. Now I can actually remove these out of the way so that I can do a nice cleaning. And then we're going to add a little bit of water just to clean the area before she can open. And then we're going to apply the styling gel. And obviously, when you're doing this on your customer, afterwards you would do the little massage, okay? So let's remove this. Keep your eyes still closed, Lisa. I'm gonna wet 2 Q-tips. in the other eye. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a wet con pad ready, just in case she feels some irritation when she opens up her eye. Maybe the tint was hiding a little bit. So I'm just gonna have a wet cotton pad ready. Okay, Lisa, can you open up slowly and let me know if you're feeling anywhere irritated? No? Does it feel irritated anywhere? With this side? Okay, so if she feels irritated a little bit, I take a wet cotton pad. I close it, I just put it on here. It could be that it's creeping from the inside, from the corner. That coolness of the water, oh, the camera went blurry. Okay, the coolness of the water helps to alleviate any maybe like burning sensation. Let's see now. Still this one?
No,
The other one now?
Yeah.
The other one's like, well, I gotta be equal, so I gotta be irritated on the other side now. Okay, try now and let me know.
Yeah, okay.
It's better? Okay, so I'm just gonna soften a little bit now on her brows a little bit, because now I can put a little bit more pressure. Perfect, and now I'm going to end it with the styling gel on both her lashes and her brows. So let me grab my styling gel, my disposable mascara one. Let me show you the bottle. It's got a silver cap, so styling gel. Okay, I'm going to use a disposable mascara one because I don't want to double dip, hygienic purposes, avoid cross-contamination. Okay, so I'm going to get you to open your eyes, Lisa, and look just somewhere straight. Oh, you're feeling stinging? Is it the light maybe? It still feels a little bit irritating?
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay now? Okay. Now I'm just going to soften it a little bit with my finger. Give me 1 second. Just look up, look straight. Like not, like just straight, yeah. Okay, so let's see now. Let's see when she looks. So now you can see her lashes are sticking up. I could try to bring, here, is that better? Oh, wait, nope, I shifted it. See how they're sticking up now, right? Do not drip the saline solution in the eye. Oh, somebody using the, I was like, I didn't use saline solution. Oh. Yeah, don't do saline solution. It can irritate. So as you can see with the curl with her lashes before when we had her lay down in the bed, you couldn't see them, period. Like they were shooting straight down. She has lashes, they're short, but now with that curl, it did lift them up at the same time and give them some shape. So this is really nice service for those really shorter lashes that you deal with. Let me see if I can just turn it a little bit. See, because now she can probably feel them resting on her lid a little bit, right? Because when she opens up, they're like touching the back of her lid. So yeah. Thank you, Susie. If you're gonna do an eye rinse, I would just use water. Tip their head. So try not to do the rinse with tint still on their lashes, because what happens is that this is the complaint I get from schools. They come to the booth and they're like, our teachers taught us to do an eye rinse right away when there's tint on there. That's why we always say remove the tint, and then if you want to do a rinse, you can. Where they turn sideways, you have a napkin holding on the side here. They tilt sideways, you squeeze the water, and it just falls out. The saline solution might be a little, they might feel irritation. So I wouldn't do saline solution. Yeah, so there's the model's lashes. I'm sure she'll love it because she always wants that look, like to see the lashes. And if she wants to add mascara, now it gives that, she has that, the lashes sticking up now. So she doesn't have to focus too much. You can just put one coat and that's enough to make her lashes stay up there because they're already staying up. She doesn't even have to put mascara, but if she wanted to glam it up, she can. So yeah, and her brows in a good tone. Not too dark, but yeah, that's the look. That's the look of the curl. So do you guys have any final questions? If you need any answer, otherwise this recording will be put up on our website for you to access and watch. But if this is all good, I want to say thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you supporting our webinars. I want to thank as well Katerina for being here to help as well, to answer all those questions I wasn't able to get to quickly. But yeah, it's not hard to do the curl. Once you get the hang of doing the lift, if you're already doing lifts, the curl will come naturally. Also, if it's your first time doing it, it could come easier too because you don't have the mixed idea of both services. But just always remember, here's a breakdown. Thank you, Katerina. Thank you. What I want to say is the lift, it's silicone pads, the curler is cotton rollers with a pre-adhesive, the glues are the same, the solutions are the same, but where you place the solution, the curl's in the center, the lash lift, you have got to go right to the water line, to the root, and put the solution all the way to the center. That's the only difference. Otherwise, you can work magic with both and accommodate all your clientele that you can, as much as you can, okay? So thank you. Enjoy your work. I look forward to the next one. Thank you, Sylvia. Sarah, thank you, Chrissy. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being on here as well. Michelle, thank you. Thank you, Tess. Rashmi, thank you. Sorry if I missed any names. It's rolling by really quick. Allah, thank you. And I wish everybody a good day. Keep well. Thank you, Terry. You're always here. I see that name. Thank you for your support so much. Shelby, Allah, thank you. And you know what? Keep well, keep safe. I know the vaccines, if you're in Canada too, they're rolling out a little bit faster now. So, you know, soon, hopefully, I know we went on a shutdown again, so the salons are in dire state to open. But if you're here as well, if you're in my area in Ontario, we can't wait till the salons to open again. But most important, we got to keep safe and well, okay? Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, April. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. So for that, I'm going to end the webinar. Thank you so much for all your support. If you have any questions, you have my contact. You can reach us out on the website as well. And I look forward to hearing many of you on my next webinar as well, because you can chat and let me know you're here, okay? Take care of Katerina too, okay? Thank you. I'm waving goodbye. You can't see me because it's on my model still.